What happened to your mustache?
Oh, God, shut the f up, guys. Hi, I'm Edwin Samuelson, and welcome to the CineFIles. Today, this will be another mini review, and today we're going to be discussing Jim Cameron's Avatar, a film 12 years in development. The trailer. 12 years.
Oh my God.
It was 12 years he was working on this. And a lot of people were looking forward to it. I was looking forward to it. And when I saw the trailer this summer, I said, oh my God.
You talked a lot of shit about it when you saw the trailer.
The trailer made this movie look terrible. I mean, I think you guys can agree with me. Was this a film that looked like it took 12 years to make? I mean, really? I got to say, I went in with zero expectations.
No, you went in with because it's James Cameron.
No,
I
went in with, okay, I won't say zero. My expectations were very low. I went in, I actually saw it in IMAX 3D, and I went in, I thought it would be interesting, and it was much better than I thought it would be. Is it great Jim Cameron? No. Is it good Jim Cameron? Yes. Jim Cameron does create an unusual world. My problem with this film is, and I know, I'm sorry, I mean, I saw this before the reviews really came out and said what it is. It is Dances with Wolves. It really is. I can't lie to you.
But dumber.
Mixed with a movie which I don't know if many people saw it, but I did see it. It was called Surrogates. And now this movie, Surrogates, came out and made a big profit.
How the fuck did you compare Avatar with Surrogates?
Oh, it is very similar to Surrogates. I am not joking. If you see Surrogates, then you can agree. You will agree. It just came out on DVD this week, so check it out. No, because it's the same concept where the people are going out.
So the robots have a special tribe in a giant tree, and if you kill the robotic,
and do
Jeff,
you know?
What do you think?
And do you know James Cameron enough to call him Jim personally?
It's Jim Cameron. James
Well,
Cameron.
okay.
What do you think, Jeff?
Well, my
Are
thing
we
is,
skipping me?
Yeah, Eric, go ahead.
well,
Just
did you have a
why are you
point?
so racist?
No, Eric, finish what you have to say, and then I shall go.
I was going to say, why are we all talking like that? I'd rather go back to Connery. I was just going to say. When you made the 12-year quip, I was going to say, yeah, it took him 12 years to make this movie. Someone should have reminded him that people are writing much more complex scripts nowadays.
Can you believe this movie got nominated? I mean, for I think
this is
Golden
my thing.
Globe or whatever. Best writing.
I think that visually the film is amazing. I mean, the film, the world he creates.
It's like
this
a ride.
nuanced world, this whole thing, you got to see it in 3D. It won't work any other way.
And I would recommend an IMAX.
It's so detailed, and it's so nuanced that it demanded a much better script than what he gave. It was like he put all of his energy in creating this world that he had no energy left to write a good script.
I agree.
And it's like everything else, it felt like everything was stuff that he did in prior movies, but better.
Well, that's what I agree.
There's a James Cameron corporate asshole character.
I believe that Giovanni Ribisi it's just like the Paul Reiser character from Alien.
Very underused.
And there's no reason why was Stephen Lang? I mean, Stephen Lang made that character
was great
good.
to
He
watch.
made that role, but why did he have to be such a bad guy? I mean, there was no reason for him to be a villain that far in the future. You know, there's a lot of things I was just like,
Well, I mean, you can make the case
And they
that you're
recycle
dealing
some
with
ideas.
No, you're dealing with a group of desperate. And look, this is my argument. I'm not really sticking up for it that much, but I'm saying that you can make a case that this is a group of desperate Earthlings because they've so trashed the planet Earth. So they're looking to. The corporate guys.
If that's the case, then that would have been That would have been compelling to see that desperation, but. It came across as just another corporate.
Remember, these aren't real.
I
don't
overly
liken them,
simplistic.
I don't liken them as characters. I liken them as archetypes. That's what they are. Archetypes.
It should. I mean, considering that we've had The Dark Knight, considering that we've had Iron Man, considering that we've had all these summer blockbuster films that you can prove can do something sophisticated and creative with characterizations and screenwriting, someone should have made Cameron recognize that. Because he must have been in a bubble the entire time he was making Avatar and just thought, oh no, I can get away with just this dumb script.
Well, he said everything that he wrote in that script is comic books he grew up with as a kid. That's what he said.
Some of the lines that Sam Worthington had to deliver were pretty schlocky,
the
so they didn't really pay him too many compliments with some of that he was dealt with. I mean,
first of all, what give us you were going to say? Because I'm done. I'm done, people. I'm done with this.
It was just little things I just thought were stupid. Like, okay, when they first attack with the missiles, we've been told the Na'vi are this like ruthless warriors, but as soon as the missiles come, not one person fights back. All of them run, and I felt that was stupid. The thing of this gray rock they say, oh, Earth needs it, but we're not really given. If they really need this rock, I thought it would have been more interesting to give Sam Worthington's character more dramatic pause, because then if Earth really needs this rock, he's really having to choose between Earth or this new world. But then you have other little things, which, like it seemed like they only, even though they're fierce warriors, they only knew how to fight back once Sam Worthington showed them to. So that was
my favorite thing was like after all this time of existing, it took Sam Worthington to figure out how to conquer that one flying creature.
Exactly. As soon as you see the flying
Like
creature,
they would have never thought of that by then.
and soon as she said, "Oh, my grandfather was the only one to tame it," you knew what was going to come later in the film.
It was very predictable. And let me tell you another thing that
you
drove
could
me
have left
crazy.
this film. You could have seen this film, stayed there for 45 minutes of spectacular special effects, and then left and known exactly how the film would have ended.
I think we're getting a little bit nitpicky, although speaking
no, I'm not.
Hold on.
That was a major problem.
I'm actually going to agree with you on. Well, I don't know if this is agreeing, but I did think it was kind of ridiculous that the Stephen Lang's body bot or whatever it was at the end somehow came with a giant knife.
Yeah.
I thought that was why would they equip a giant robot with a giant knife? Look,
Yeah, it was just okay.
this is a simple story. This is a really A plus B plus C equals D. I mean, this is not sophisticated
I think it's
storytelling
1 + 1 = 2.
at
That's how simple
on
it is.
any level. It really isn't. But you know something? I feel that everybody is looking at this going, this is a complete success. A complete success. $2 billion.
It's now
This
the
is a
highest
complete
grossing movie in
success.
history.
Who knows? It might even win Best Picture.
It won
But
Best
here-
Picture already, Golden Globes.
But here we are sitting there saying, I wish we could have had a more complicated story, a more sophisticated story. And you know something? A more sophisticated story would have meant less money for the coffers for Universal or whoever the studio was.
And that's what it breaks down to.
I'm telling you, I don't agree, because Iron Man was sophisticated.
Dark Knight is one of
Dark
the
Knight
most
was
intelligent
sophisticated.
movies ever to make money.
Spider-Man 1 and 2 was sophisticated.
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
go
you
down
know,
that.
this. What I'm saying.
Piece of shit movies.
Obviously, the talent.
Piece of shit movies.
I hate it.
I totally disagree with you. Shut up.
I hate Spider-Man.
What happened to your
Sorry.
mustache?
I shaved it in protest of Spider-Man.
I just felt like James Cameron was absolutely. I mean, he was only interested in realizing this world in CGI, and he did a damn good job.
Was he the,
Which
is he
left
the
him,
only
and
guy
he just.
credited?
I don't think he really cared about this.
Is he the only guy credited for the
Well, the
writers?
thing that's so funny is this: that Eric and I, and then you discussed on our Terminator show how it took him
wasn't there.
so long to write the script for the Terminator that it's probably the best script he ever had, ever. I mean, it's perfectly. This one was a 12 years for him to make this film. You'd think it would have been a lot better script than this. I can understand him waiting for the technology to catch up, but while he was waiting, he should have come up with a
But
tighter
he was
script.
also hungrier back when he was making the Terminator. Now he's more comfortable.
I would like him to see him do someone else's script.
Absolutely, and I have to say, I mean, I'm sounding harsher on this film than I really intend. It is an entertaining film.
I enjoyed it.
It wasn't
enjoyed it.
boring.
Yeah, not boring
I
at
watched
all.
it from beginning to end. It's a long movie too.
It's
you
a
know?
Almost 3 hours.
it's a solid popcorn film.
But I just felt myself saying, God, you know, this deserved a much better script, a much stronger, more.
Well,
complex
you know something?
story.
It need I'll say this: it needed to be darker and less family friendly.
Even if it's
And
family
more nudity
friendly,
for
I don't
you.
care if there's like some original ideas in there.
But there's
you
nothing
know?
original in this film.
What made it original, the illusion of originality, was all in the production design and the visualization of the world. If it wasn't for the fact that Cameron was so picky about that, it was so black and white.
Yeah, because like
it
they're
was
destroying the
so
Navi
overly simplistic that
people.
it was jarring.
You
to
know,
me.
you know who Jim Cameron should have had a long talk with, and maybe even made him a co-writer on this film, and the film would have been 10 times better. Would have been Paul Verhoeven, because
Yeah.
we've known Paul Verhoeven can do the future.
Now, the racism comments, I can kind of understand it only because, yeah, let's face it, it was another white guy comes in and saves the day. I mean, let's face it, it was. Which is fucked because, let's face it, these guys have lived this life for eternity, and somehow this guy comes in and gets trained to be this way in like a matter of like maybe a few months.
And
suddenly
basically, you
he-
know what another movie it reminds me of is that movie The Last Samurai, that with Tom
Yeah,
Cruise, which I
it-
think is
it-
ridiculous, where
yeah, there's-
Tom Cruise is a soldier, and all of a sudden he learns how to become the greatest samurai and live and you know, when these great samurais are like the greatest swordsman ever, and he learns to do it in like a few weeks. And
Right.
that's what I felt in this one. This guy completely learned how to use all of his
You're the
body.
best around.
No,
You're
you're the best.
I love that none of you know the full lyric.
I forgot the lyrics.
I just loved how Edwin just like jumped right in there.
He
Wait, it's so
knows the
funny.
song.
It's so funny. That
That's-
song,
Wow.
that song was written for Rocky III, but they didn't use it, so they used it, and that's why it says you.
And they should have used it for the training shots of The Last Samurai. as
Well, they
he
did
trained.
use it. They did use it very brilliantly in Fistful of Quarters. You know, the Donkey Kong things, which I love.
Well, they
so
should
much.
have just had Tom Cruise chopping coconuts with his sword to add to that
Where are we
music.
at with this? How,
I don't even
almost
know.
done? Are we?
Oh, we are done.
Everything
Anyway,
else
all
I
right.
can
Let's
say
just say
about
this.
Avatar?
Let's say Avatar. Is it a good film?
It's like a ride.
It's
entertaining.
enjoyable.
It's like a
It's a
ride.
ride.
It's
It's
enjoyable.
enjoyable.
It's a 2.5
But does it
hour long
does it
ride.
deserve the Best Picture from the Golden Globes?
No.
Golden
No.
Globes is always a popularity contest,
Well,
though.
you know
Yeah.
that it's going to
A
probably
lot
gonna
of
win
stuff
Best
that win
Picture.
at the Golden Globes
Wins
don't.
the Best
It's
Picture.
not going to win Best
Don't say
Picture in the
that.
Oscars.
Don't say
No,
Picture
it's
at the
not. I
Oscars.
guarantee it.
I
it's
will
not.
move to Canada if
It's
it wins.
not.
Who do you think?